So everybody knows the THR5, the THR10s, and I've been using these amps for years. It's a great practicing amp and for dressing room when you need to warm up and stuff. And I just love the tone of it. Everybody does, and a lot of people, including me, have been asking for a bigger version of it, a more powerful version that you could actually play live. You don't have all the effects and you don't have the presets and stuff like that. It's a new concept, but the DNA is definitely from the THR we know. I have normally like 2 different rigs, depends on the size of the venue. One rule is valve amps, valve heads, valve combos, Marshalls, and yeah, for smaller gigs it's just a 2x12 combo, straight into clean channel with a couple of pedals. For bigger shows, I use 2 4x12s and 2 50-watt heads and a couple of pedals into clean channels as well. And that's it. Okay, for clean tones and bright stuff, an open back 2x12 sounds very good. But for the more heavy, big, fully rock sound, a closed back 4x12 is way better. So I do some shows and some tours with 2 different amps just to have that option. And together, you get that best of both worlds. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the THR Head in the simplest way you can use it. And if you could picture it as you have 2 identical heads on the same cabinet. Head number 1 set to clean, head number 2 set to dirty. And then switch between these amps. And how does it sound? Channel 1, clean. And same channel with a little bit of boost. Nice, very classic open sounding tube amp. Channel 2, dirty. And same channel with the booster. Just to show you how it works, with both channels at the same time, you got the clean and the drive, yeah, from each channel. Still the same amps, but now I run each amp into each speaker in this cabinet. They're mismatched, so you can get some great tones of that. Clean, coming out of this. Sounds good. Channel 2, coming out of this one. Again, both amps at the same time coming out of each speaker. Sounds like this. Two amps, 2 speakers. It's great. Just to explain what I really like about this amp is I grew up on valve amps, of course, and I like the dynamic and the way they saturate more than they distort. That's just the lovely thing about valve amps. And every time I see these modeling amps, does it work? Does it sound right? And I really think that this head does the job pretty good. Let me just play some of those Hendrix kind of chords. You can really hear how it gets dirty and gritty in a good way. That's nice, right? I'm just gonna switch to amp 2, which is my lead setting. More gain. Just hear what happens when if I roll off the volume. It really reacts like a real tube amp. It's great. So this is where I really think this little amp gets very interesting. On the back panel you can switch between output valves, and you can also switch between class A or class AB. Amp number 1, set to clean, is switched to class AB, and the valves are 6L6s. Sounds really good. And amp number 2 is set to class A, EL34s, to emulate their classic Marshall. Perfect. It's really nice. Now we're in business. I replicated my stage setup. Now the 2 amps are set on clean, both of them. I run them totally clean, and everything is set identical as it was 2 heads. I run them through the 2 separated speakers, and I have a overdrive pedal at the front end to make overdrives and distortion, and I have a line 6 delay pedal in the effects loop. So that gives me a stereo rig, like it was 2 separated heads, and it sounds like this, clean. Let me bring in the effects loop with the ping pong delay. That's great, and with the overdrive. Gives me a big sound. And what's really cool now is the booster. Because I'm running the amps clean, it's now a level booster for my solo. So that's killer. That's really cool. That's really cool. Let me play a little bit so you can hear how it works. So we stepped up even more now. We brought in my 4x12 Marshall vintage, and same setup, same settings on the 2 amps, and this is really a pretty close to my live rig on stage. This is the Marshall cabinet. This is the Yamaha 2x12. Both. Overdrive. Effects. So that's the full rig. I'm going to add a little bit more of drive and play a little. Wow, this is a really, really, really serious amp. It's a pro level piece of gear, for sure. I'm very impressed.